Welcome everyone to Barnes Memorial Field, where tonight the Bearcats are stepping out of district and out of region as they take on their neighbors to the east, the Woodford County Yellowjackets. On the mound for Anderson County is Zach Rice, and at the plate for Woodford is Ackerman. Behind the plate, Brandon Klink. That was in the dirt, as you can plainly see. Bearcats are 13-8 on the season.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything yet. He's a foul ball.
Strike?
Foul.
Yeah, it's strike, right?
That's a hit into right field for Ackerman as it gets past Brandon Labhart.
Next up to bat, number 9, Flora.
So Flora will be at the plate. I'm sorry I don't have first names for the Yellow Jacket
How do you get
players.
back to no strikes? Oh, crap.
Like that.
That's it.
Pickoff move. He's safe over there at first base. A little high on that one.
Yeah, everything's out there. Why did I take my hit over?
Another throw over.
Where's the new batter?
This is number 9.
And Ackerman's going to go for the steal, and he will get it as Klink's throw down a little bit high, and not sure it was going to be there anyway had it been on the money. So now the Yellowjackets have a duck on the pond. Rice delivers a high fastball that time that Flora bid on.
Hey, come over here and run this thing.
That's picked up by Richardson. He stumbles and unable to make the throw. So
So how do you make
unfortunately for the Bearcats, Woodford County have runners on the corners as McNeely comes to the plate. Richardson had him but lost his footing when he turned to throw.
How do you get the strikes to go back to 0 without going strike, strike, and making it out? If you reset it, it messes up.
Is there a button that says...
It says new at bat, so I hit the new batter. So if I reset it, watch this. See, it takes it all out. I can reset it. Because they don't have any out, so it's no big deal right now.
Right, but we'll
That's, you can't do that, because now if it hits away, they have to run the ball.
Do you want me to send it?
First pitch outside for Zach Rice.
Yeah.
I think he's on the south part.
Bearcats need an out here early in the first inning.
You know, and I thought that would do it.
Right.
And that's going to be caught in right field by Cotton, Cade Cotton, and gets it in quickly. So that's a first out, and nobody scored. So good job by Cade of catching that ball, not allowing the Woodford County Yellowjackets to put a run on the board.
At bats who?
Now we have number 19 Hall at the plate, and Rice gets ahead of him with a strike. Clint calls time, gives a signal to his pitcher. Flora drives back to first base after that throw over. Got his clothes a little dirty. And he takes off for the steal. Richardson makes the play, but can't get Flora at second, but he does get Hall at first. And the Yellowjackets get on the scoreboard with 1 run.
You say
You can do guest hit or home hit.
I did that, but it didn't reset the strike
Next
ball. and
after that,
strikes.
number 5,
Yeah, you
Thomas.
still gotta reset that yourself.
So now number 5,
So,
Thomas.
like,
Let's just do this
will
back.
come to the plate. We got 2 down here in the top of the first.
'Cause I hit reset, but then it takes all the hits away.
And Woodford County
Yeah.
leads 1-0 with a runner at second.
So I mean, I'm still rolling all right.
yeah.
Rice hits that outside corner.
Right now, used to be new at bat and it would clean it.
Right.
But that doesn't do it here. What if you're not keeping up with hits? If he gets a hit right now, I don't know how to get rid of strikes.
Right. We'll see what goes on here.
That one's in the dirt. You may hear in the background. We've got a new scoreboard here at Barnes Memorial
Didn't they? They scored one, didn't they?
Stadium. And folks in the press box trying to learn it. Nice pitch by Rice. 1 and 2 now on Thomas, wearing number 5 and batting 5th.
We'll get this for you about that.
That one a little outside, and
Jordan, you better get over here and be watching. 'Cause you're up here, yeah, you're up here all day.
Rice probably hoping he could get Thomas to bite on that one, but he doesn't. 2 and 2 now.
It's easy. Keep you busy.
And that's to the third baseman, Wells, and he is able to get it over to first base. And the Bearcats get out of the top of the first, but they allow Woodford County 1 run. We'll be back with the bottom of the first next here on Anderson County Sports TV.
Emily,
Jason?
before you got on that plane, I had to tell you.
Hey, Jason.
Good, you need to hear this too. You got the house.
Oh, I love this guy.
All right, these are for you.
Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Ranked highest overall satisfaction for first-time and repeat home buyers and sellers 2 years in a row by J.D. Power.
Franklin.
Hey, where you going?
Now the Bearcats get their turn. On offense, Blake Franklin, the center fielder, wearing number 9, will lead off. And that pitch from Ackerman, a little high, but called a strike. Franklin swings on that one, so he's 0-2 here. Steps out of the box, asks for time, gets it. That's just a little bit too far outside.
Do you do the ordering for the concession stand?
I got Pepsi coming tomorrow.
Okay.
All new drink will be here tomorrow.
And that's a little bit too inside, so
We get to the 9 and we'll have everything new tomorrow.
Yeah, I sent it.
Blake has drawn out to 2-2 now.
Yeah, Pepsi truck will be here tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Oh, the curveball got him. So that's one down here in the bottom of the first for the Bearcats. This will bring up John Paul Garman, the second baseman. He's a senior. Gets a tip on that one, but so that's strike one.
First time has it you doing the pitch count or the pitch count and the next
Low and outside. So that's 1-1. High and outside, so Garman gets ahead of Ackerman. 2 balls, 1 strike. That may have been ball 3, but John Paul wanted that one, so he swings. So I'll make it 2-2. Nice curveball. Got him again. So 2 batters, 2 swinging strikeouts right now. This brings up the designated hitter, Luke Dow. He will be hitting for Brandon Klink, the catcher. Dow swings at a low fastball. That one's a little bit too high. Gets past Calvins, the catcher for Woodford County. Ackerman wipes the ball off. Or puts a little dirt on it, depending on how you look at it. Outside, 2-1. There's that curveball. Didn't break much, but Dow did swing at it. 2-2. And there's the curveball again, and the Bearcats go down in order. All strikeouts. 1, 2, 3 here in the bottom of the first. We'll be back with the top of the second next here on Anderson County Sports TV. Tonight's game is brought to you by Progressive Photography, located in downtown Lawrenceburg. Zachary still on the mound here as we get the second inning underway.
Y'all be doing the district, even the region.
Listen, we beat them days.
Yeah, hit it again.
And
First time on it for some reason.
the first time turns it on.
that's a ball. May have been a little bit high.
Look there, I'm gonna just score it. I mean, you can't hear the game. I'm gonna say don't look at it. I'm saying.
That's going to be picked up by Wells. He throws the first, and that gets Browning out.
Set at bat.
14.
Yep.
14.
Now,
Next up to bat, number 14.
That 5-3 play was the way the first inning ended.
Good play by the coach. What do you got, Dakota?
So Dakota Wells doing a good job over there. I think both balls kind of surprised him that he got them, but he picked them up cleanly. Number 14, Neff, at the plate for Woodford County.
reset, and then you what you do is you strike.
That's going to be a hit.
Okay, so what you'll do now is you'll do
Blake Franklin couldn't quite get there in time, and
one, start getting 2 hits. Then you're going to do
35.
reset.
Neff hit it
at bat.
solidly into the gap
Next
out
up to
there,
bat,
and
number 35, Johnson.
Johnson will come to the plate for the Yellowjackets.
If you're a little worried about the hits and stuff,
With 1 on and 1 out.
man, that stuff can come as you get
Neff giving him some fits over there at first base. Getting a healthy leadoff over there.
If you don't hear him say nothing, it's a ball. You'll hear him say, strike.
What is the counting score?
Or if you don't do that hand signal with the right hand, it's not showing.
There's a chopper to Dow. He falls back as he's trying to pick it up. Lost his footing over there too, as
Reset at bat.
Richardson did earlier in the first.
Next up to bat, number 12, Denton.
So the Jackets have 2 on. 1 down as Denton comes to the plate. And we got Ackerman, the pitcher, on deck. That's a nice hit into the opposite field for Denton, and we got to throw home, and
Okay, that's fine. What you do is
it's off the mark.
we're going to hit one. Okay. Then you're
So the
going
Yellow Jackets get another one
to score
on the board.
one. They score 1 run. Now,
Next up to bat, number 15, Ackerman.
at bat and put number 15.
You're doing all right, Jordan.
You're doing this fine. You're doing better than I would have done. Or doing as good as I would have done.
Dylan was thinking about making me do both, and I said,
Strike. Foul.
Well, he ball it, yeah.
One more time. I turn it on. One more. What's up? There you go. Foul balls are strikes. Up to the first 2 strikes. After that, they don't count.
And that's going to be an error as they try to pick off play at second base, and that's going to allow Johnson to score. So Neff has come in and Johnson has come in, and Ackerman scored in the first. So the Yellow Jackets now lead 3-0 here in the top of the second inning. Rice's pickoff throw just a little bit wide to the left as Ackerman tries to bunt. That was somewhat unexpected by a leadoff hitter that got a hit in his first at-bat. Maybe the Yellow Jackets are intent on playing small ball. That's 2 strikes on Ackerman. Let's see what Rice brings this time. There's a chopper to Richardson, and he throws to first.
Next up to bat, number 9, Flora.
And Ackerman was hustling down there and beats the throw. I'm going to give that a hit because Richardson did about all he could do. Those choppers are hard to get sometimes as they stay in the air longer. So now runners at the corners, 1 out. Flora got on last time as Richardson lost his footing fielding the ball. This is going to be in the gap. Dow just can't get there hardly, and that'll bring in Denton. And Ackerman goes to second base.
Number 10, McNeely.
Reset that.
No.
McNeely approaches. He flied out to right field in his first at-bat. Rice throws a nice curveball in there. It nearly flies off. Klink doing a good job knocking that ball down because Ackerman was a third of the way to third base. Low and outside. That's a well-hit ball. Franklin on his horse back there makes the grab. Nice catch, but Ackerman will be able to tag and go to third, and now he's going to go home as Garman throws it to Klink, and Klink has got him in the rundown and tags him out. So that was a good double play there by the Bearcats in that inning, but they trail the Yellowjackets 4-0 as we approach the bottom of the second.
Emily,
Jason?
before you got on that plane, I had to tell you.
Hey, Jason.
Good, you need to hear this too. You got the house.
Oh, I love this guy.
All right, these are for you.
Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Ranked highest overall satisfaction for first time and repeat home buyers and sellers 2 years in a row by J.D. Power.
Bearcats have a little bit of a hill to climb here as we start the bottom of the second. Brandon Labhart, the cleanup batter, will be leading off here as the Bearcats went down in order in the bottom of the first, and Ackerman delivers a strike. And Labhart bit at that one too. May have been a little bit outside, but Labhart liked his chances. And 1, 2, 3. Brendan Labhart will take his seat.
Next up to bat, number 23, Zach Rice.
Ackerman having a heck of a performance here so far tonight. Zach Rice at the plate now. Pitcher versus pitcher, and Ackerman delivers a strike to jump out ahead of Zach. Throws that fastball past him. 0-2. And a punch out looking.
Next up to bat, number 6, Zach Labhart.
And now Zach Labhart will try his chances against his hard throwing left-hander. Inside corner, that's a strike. Zach Labhart tries to get out with a bunt, but Ackerman fields it and puts him away. So bottom of the second went rather quickly as well for Anderson County. And the Yellowjackets will start the third with a 4-0 lead here at Barnes Memorial Field. Tonight's game is brought to you by Progressive Photography. located in downtown Lawrenceburg. The first baseman, Hall, will lead off the top of the third for Woodford County. Zach Rice still on the mound for the Bearcats. And that's hit right back at his face. Garman makes a nice stab. Oh, excuse me. He attempted to make a nice stab. I thought he had the ball, but it does roll out to Blake Franklin.
Next
John
up to
Paul
bat,
would not have had a
number
play
5, Thomas.
either way. But Hall hit that ball right back to the place it came from. So Woodford County has one on here in the top of the third. That's ball 2. As that pitch is a little bit too high. Hall fouls that one off.
We had 9 up
It's going to bring up 3-1 here for Rice.
Watch the umpire sometimes if you get behind.
That curveball's inside, and Thomas draws a base on balls.
Next up to bat, number 6, Browning.
Browning approaches the plate. He's the third baseman for Woodford. He ground out to Wells last inning in his first at-bat. And Zach throws a strike on the outside corner. Got him just a little bit too far outside. 1-1 now. That's a strike fouled off. Mr. Rice, I'm sure, will like it out here, as Woodford County has 2 on. Curveball a little high that time. Not a lot of movement on it either. But smart pitch. Don't want to give him nothing too pretty when it's 1-2. Low and outside. That runs the count full. He'll bite on that one, and it's going to fall into right field for a hit. But Cade Cotton does a good job again getting the ball in.
Next up to bat, number 14.
Keeping Woodford County from scoring, but now Zach Rice finds the bases loaded with Neff at the plate. He got a single in the second inning. That was a strike and maybe a generous call by the official because that was low and outside, but hey, we'll take it. That pitch much in the same place, but a little bit further outside, and might give it to you once, not going to give it to you twice. 1-1 now on Neff. And that is a hit out to left center, and it's out of here. Neff hits the first home run of the day, and it is a grand slam.
Three on base plus the home run, right?
Yep. So then oh yeah, so reset, at bat. We'll see who it is.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So now it's 8-0, and we don't have an out here yet in the top of the third.
Didn't they challenge? Got back to dugout.
The umpire threw the pitcher.
Next up to bat, number 35, Johnson.
He goes out because everybody was already walking off the field and everything.
Johnson's at the plate now. Last inning, he
Lost the ball game 1 run.
hit the ball to third base, but oh, here's another well-hit ball into left field, but that's going to drop in there, actually. Drops in front of Zach Labhart.
Next up to bat, number 12, Denton.
So Woodford County is hitting the ball tonight. They've got 8 runs and 10 hits.
Ball strikes, score, that's all they really care about.
So we got Johnson at first and Denton at the plate. Next up will be Ackerman, as the umpire calls a timeout as coach goes out and talks to Rice a little bit about you're throwing strikes, but they're hitting them. So it doesn't look like he's going to be making a pitching change. He just wants to perhaps talk a little strategy to Zach.
Yes.
There was all kinds of people here for 8th grade night.
Yeah, that's why the concession stand is empty. 'Cause they went and shut it
A
down.
little pat on the shoulder, a little encouragement there.
I don't know why the middle school sold their stuff, but they did. We sure didn't get no money for it.
Yeah, there's no Gatorades down there.
That's right.
There's a few Cokes. And, I don't know how it goes out.
That's ridiculous.
Their stuff says middle school on it. They mark on their stuff, so you don't say that.
So Denton at the plate and Johnson at first.
I got orders stuff in the mall. Pepsi will be here tomorrow.
And Rice throws a strike, getting ahead of the hitter. That one's hit high, and Clint goes over and makes the grab. That's our first
Next up to
Our
bat,
first
number 15,
out this inning.
Hoffman.
Like if you do a strikeout, if you do a walk, if you do
This brings up Ackerman. He's 2 for 2 tonight and doing a fine job on the mound for the Yellowjackets. Rice's breaking ball is wide to the left. Looked over the plate, maybe it was a little low. 2-0, the count on Ackerman. That's a little high and outside. Of course, the way this kid has been playing tonight, putting him on may not be a really bad thing. So, 4 straight balls to Ackerman. That brings up Flora.
Next up to bat, number 9, Flora.
The left fielder got on in the first inning on an error as Richardson fell down before being able to make the throw over to first base, but he got a hit in the second, and now he has 2 guys on. And Rice delivers a strike.
We always learned bucket in school.
Flores swings on a pitch there. Probably was a ball, but that's 2 strikes on Flora, so Zach Rice ahead of him now. Curveball gets him. First strikeout today for Zach Rice. And that's 2 out in the inning as the Bearcats, or the Yellowjackets rather, have batted around now. McNeely, the second baseman. If he gets on, that means Hall will come to the plate for the second time here in the top of the third. And that's a well-hit ball into the gap. Picked up, oh, Franklin makes an error. He was throwing it before he fielded it. And the Yellowjackets get 2 more across the plate as Johnson and Ackerman score. And McNeely gets a single and reaches second on the error. So now Hall comes to bat again. He had a fielder's choice in the first inning, and he was a leadoff batter this inning and got a hit. We have a stolen base attempt. He's into third, and Dakota Wells couldn't quite feel the throw from Klink. A little bit wide, but Zach Labhart goes down there, and fields it, keeping McNeely at third base. So that's the second visit to the mound this inning. Maybe it was because it was different coaches that came and talked. Maybe that's why. But I thought there were 2 trips to the mound. The pitcher had to go, but now the official comes over, and the umpire rather is going to come over and talk to the coach, and there seems to be a little bit of
It ain't him, it's their coach.
Those 2 coaches were going at it.
you can't see it from this angle, but the
Yeah, tugboat.
It's not even close.
apparently the coaches, the Woodford County's first base coach and the coach at Anderson County,
Brendan Farwin.
had a little disagreement, and they have thrown someone out of the game. I'm not really sure who it was. At least I think it's the signal that they gave.
All up here trying to help operate the new scoreboard.
The umpires are having a conversation, and
Let's count, Blue. 1-0. One strike. Go ahead, Pat.
so maybe not. Maybe I was just, maybe no one got ejected. Maybe they were just having a little talk, and it looked like a good pitch from Rice there, but they're going to call it a ball. Maybe a little high, maybe a little outside.
Yeah, exactly.
That one was definitely outside, so 2-1 now on the first baseman. Woodford County having a pretty good year. I don't know what their record is, but I do believe they are ranked in the top 20. Rice delivers another strike, so it's 2-2 with 2 out here in the top of the third. But Woodford leads 10-0. And a curveball gets him, and Klink holds on to the ball, and that retires the side, but not after. The Yellowjackets put up 6. We'll be back with the bottom of the third next here on Anderson County Sports TV.
Emily,
Jason?
before you got on that plane, I had to tell you.
Hey, Jason.
Good, you need to hear this too. You got the house.
Oh, I love this guy.
All right, these are for you.
Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Ranked highest overall satisfaction for first time and repeat home buyers and sellers 2 years in a row by J.D. Power.
Okay, bottom of the third, Joe Richardson batting for the Bearcats. The Bearcats are looking to get their first hit. So far, it looks like a lot of K's on this side. There's a strike right down the middle. 10-0 Woodford. It's 1-1. Swing and a miss. Ball a little outside. Strike 3. Richardson goes out on strikes. That'll bring up Dakota Wells.
Next up to bat, number 15, Dakota Wells.
Gotcha.
Why does his jersey say 12?
Okay, got Dakota Wells, and he fouls one off down the first baseline.
All right, Dakota, come on, bud. Would that be a strike? That would be. Yes.
Lefty for Woodford White. Here comes the pitch. It's outside. 1-1. One pitch. Foul back. 1-2. Strike three looking. Next is Anderson's right fielder, Cade Cotton, number 17.
Next up to bat, number 17, Cade Cotton.
Low, ball one. Ball gets through the catcher, goes back to the screen.
Come on, Cade.
Lady. Fair ball. Was the ball?
There's strike on the outside corner, 1-1.
Yes. Come on, Cade.
There's a swing and a miss, 1-2.
Come on, 1-8.
And it's low, ball two, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Find your pitch, bud. Find your pitch.
And there's an off-speed pitch for strike three, and Anderson goes down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the third. Going to the top of the fourth, Woodford 10, Anderson nothing.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Progressive Photography, located in downtown Lawrenceburg.
County number 5.
Got Anderson change pitchers. We've got Sam Harrod, a freshman in there. We've got number 5 for Woodford, Thomas batting. He's got a ground out and a base on balls his first 2 times. Okay. There's ball 2. Okay. 2-0 on Thomas. It's out. There's a strike on the outside corner. Umpires been calling that outside corner. Little high, 3-1. There's a ground ball down to third. And there's first out. Wells to Labhart.
Next up to bat, number 6, Browning.
Have number 6 Brownings next.
All right, Sam, keep it coming, bud.
inside. It's outside. It's 2-0. Of course, this you might say this might be the classic letdown game after Anderson beat Collins last night to clinch the district. 2-0. Outside again, ball 3. Anderson's come a long way this year from they were 5-20 last year, and this year they're district champions. Probably play Spencer the first round of the district tournament, which is also here. There's low, ball 4.
Next up to bat, number 14, Neff.
Have Neff coming up, number 14, runner on first, 1 out.
Just reset that.
Labhart holding the runner on first. There's the pitch. That's a strike. 0-1. Anderson had a home run last night from Richardson and won the game 5-0. Tonight it's a little different story. There's a ball to right center. Cowton's under it. There's 2 away.
Next up to bat, number 35, Johnson.
35 Johnson's the next batter for Woodford.
All right, Sam, here you go, baby.
There's a ground ball to third. Dakota scoops it over to first. It's a low throw. It bounces. Labhart goes to get it down the right field line, and Woodford has runners on first and third with 2 outs. And
Next up to bat, number 12, Denton.
number 12 Denton on for Woodford County.
That's all right, Brandon, that's all right.
It's low, blocked by the catcher. I think one of the things Anderson's got to do here in the next couple weeks before the district tournament, that they've got 2 good starting pitchers in Rogers and Wells, and they need to find them a third pitcher. Somebody that can give them a couple innings. Maybe 3 or 4 guys can give them a couple innings. 2 balls, no strikes. There's a strike. Foul back. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Here's a 2-strike pitch. It's hit to left field. Labhart never had to move to bring that in. At the end of 4, Woodford 10, Anderson nothing.
Emily,
Jason?
before you got on that plane, I had to tell you.
Hey, Jason.
Good, you need to hear this too. You got the house.
Oh, I I love this guy.
All right. These are for you.
Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Ranked highest overall satisfaction for first time and repeat home buyers and sellers 2 years in a row by J.D. Power.
Okay, we've got Justin.
First up,
Got-
that brings County
got Justin-
number 14, Justin Wilhoit.
Got Justin Wilhite in. Looks like he's now in center field. Takes a strike. And there's strike two on a pitch that was outside.
Come on, Justin, you got this, bud. Let's go, 1-4.
There's strike three on the outside corner. If that pitch is outside, Anderson best be swinging because they're going to, that sucker's going to be a strike. Okay,
Next up to bat, number 16, Cameron Herod.
got Herod batting. That's a ball outside.
This, bud. Come on, Cam.
Herod swings and misses. That's outside. That pitch has been off close to being a strike the last couple times. 2-1. Three and one. That's the worst pitch he's thrown. Looks like Coach Barnes is taking all his starters down. That's got a chance to drop. Oh, there's that first hit.
Next
That
up
was-
to bat, number 5, Brendan Klink.
And looks like they've taken Dale down and they're letting Clank bat. Strike on the outside corner. This gives some of these other kids a chance to bat against some good pitching here. And swing and strike. That's Anderson's first hit. They're with the no-hitter. Foul ball.
No. He's already got 2 strikes, so you know. No.
0-2 on Anderson's catcher.
Come on, Clinky.
Outside, 1-2. He's back.
Way to get back, Cam. Come on, Clinky, you got this. Come on, Bob.
There's the pitch. And it's outside and strike three.
Next up to bat, number 26, Bailey Turner.
Got Bailey Turner. Batting number 26. I think he might be the only left-hander in Anderson's lineup. It's down to third. It's scooped. Throw over to third, and that's the inning. Anderson gets no runs on 1 hit after 4 innings. Woodford 10, Anderson nothing.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Progressive Photography, located in downtown Lawrenceburg.
Okay, to start the top of the 5th, we've got Ackerman batting. He's had a
Come on, Hay.
base on balls and a ground out 4-2. There's a fly ball to center field. Will Height's going back. He's got it. There's one out. Okay. Finally figured out what Clint's hieroglyphics are here. He had two singles and a base on balls. Okay. They've got Flora. He's had a strikeout and a single. Anderson has wholesale changes out there, and we'll get those here in just a second. There's the first pitch. It's high and outside. The only starter in there still is Klink, the catcher. We've got Hayden Elder pitching, Dalton Lewis at third, Rice at short, Cameron Harrod at second, Bailey Turner at first. It's outside again for ball two. Colton Cornish is in left. Colton Cornish is left. Will Height's in center, and Pike is in right. There's Lowe. That's 1-1. 2-1. I'm sorry, 2-1. Missed one there, working through the lineup. There's a pop-up. We've got all three people after it, and it's a pop out to Bright in foul territory. Okay, we've got number 3 for Woodford County. Have no idea who he is, but he's taking McNeely's place.
Next up to bat, number 3, Hilbert.
Hilbert, okay. There's outside pitch. 1-0. Outside, 2-0. It's a strike on the outside corner. I'll say umpire is consistent. He's called that outside corner every time. That's outside, too far outside. 3-1. That is a strike on the outside corner. That makes it 3-2. Left-hander comes to the plate. It's hit. It's the Lewis calls for it in foul territory, and it's 3 up, 3 down. All right, after 4.5. Woodford 10, Anderson nothing.
Emily,
Jason?
before you got on that plane, I had to tell you.
Hey, Jason.
Good, you need to hear this too. You got the house.
Oh, I love this guy.
All right, here's it for you.
Century 21 agents. Smarter, bolder, faster. Ranked highest overall satisfaction for first time and repeat home buyers and sellers 2 years in a row by J.D. Power.
4, Hayden Elder.
Hayden Elder to the plate. Start off the bottom of the 5th. That left-hander still out there throwing seeds. And there's a swing and a miss. There's strike 2. 0-2. Little low for ball, 1-2. There's strike 3.
Next up for Anderson County, number 38, Colton Cornish.
Have Cornish batting now.
All right, 3-8, let's drop the bomb here.
McNeely has 11 strikeouts out of 14 batters. Anderson's had one hit. Strike, 1-1. Strike 2. Oh, okay. There's a ground ball back to the pitcher. And there's the second out. Sorry, that's Ackerman that's pitching.
Next up to bat, number
They've got
1,
Tyler Rice. Two down. Outside, ball 1. There's a foul off to the right. There's strike 2. There's a ground ball. Catcher fields it, throws to first. That's 3 away. After, 10 runs after 5. That's your ball game. Woodford County 10, Anderson nothing. Before we go off here, going to once again repeat, Anderson won the district championship last night. Joe Richardson hit a home run, which they said was an absolute bomb. Luke Dow just gave up 4 hits, and Brendan Labhart was one out of 2 with 2 RBIs in the 5-0 Anderson win. And we'll be back here in just a second.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Progressive Photography, located in downtown Lawrenceburg.
Okay, wrapping it up, Woodford County had 10 runs on 12 hits. Anderson just had 1 hit and a very impressive performance by Woodford County's Ackerman. I'm not sure what either team's record is. I know Anderson is supposed to be home, I believe, next Monday night. Anderson's now 13-9. So once again, want to thank Clint Goins for bringing everybody this game. Look forward either on Facebook or on Anderson County Sports TV, and we thank you all for watching. Good night.